All right, just so we have plenty of time for tonight's events, we're going to get started. We want to welcome you all here, and we are super appreciative of you coming tonight for our Meet the Candidate night. My name's Teresa McKittrick. I'm the city recorder, so I get the awesome responsibility of working with everyone here on the stage. So I'm excited for tonight and to hear what they have to say. Just a couple of things by way of announcement is the primary election is coming up on August 12th. The general election is November 4th. Ballots can be mailed out starting today. So I don't know for sure if Utah County is mailing them today, but this is the first day they get to mail them out. And then just so you know, the city council are the only ones that will be on the primary ballot on the stage here. We only have 2 candidates for the mayoral, so they will go through to the general election. So if you get your ballot and you don't see either of the mayoral candidates, that's on purpose. Okay, we just want to also talk about the different ways that you can vote. You can vote in person. If you're interested in early voting, that starts on July 29th, and it will be at the Utah County building. So all of the early voting happens there. You can also mail it in. There has been a change in the law, and now your ballot has to be at the county on election day. So if you postmark it on election day, your ballot's not going to count. So go ahead and mail it. Just make sure you mail it in plenty of time. Your third option is the drop boxes. Now you can use any drop box in Utah County, and that is suitable, but we do have 2 in Orem. One is at the Orem Library, so it's over here kind of through that drive-through. Unfortunately, because we are improving our library, that's going to be only walk up for the primaries. So you'd have to park and walk your ballot up and put it in the box. But we do have a drive-through option just a block down. It's at the Senior Center. So if you enter on 400, East, you kind of come around the back of the building that way, and it will be one way. We'll have it marked because we want you to keep the traffic flowing. That way it will put the ballot box on your left-hand side, so as a driver you can just throw it in and be on your way. So that will be our drive-through option. We do plan to have both of them open for drive-through by the general election. Okay, so I'm going to explain a little bit about how it's going to work tonight. We have placed them in ballot order. That is decided every 2 years by the state. They basically pull letters out of a bag, and then that's the order that they have that we have the ballots. Or that's how they'll be on the ballot. So this is the same way you'll see them on the ballot. We are going to go through city council first, and then we'll have the mayoral candidates after that. Each of them will get 3 minutes. It's just an opportunity for them to introduce themselves, kind of put their name and their face together for you. And then after everybody has gotten their 3 minutes, we're going to have them head out to the lobby, to their tables, and then it will turn into an open house where you can walk around, you can talk to each of the candidates, you can ask them questions, and we will do that until around 8 o'clock. Around 8 o'clock, we'll start trying to pack it up and get everybody home so they're not here all night. All right, so you guys don't need to listen to me anymore. We're going to jump into what you all came for. And starting with ballot order, it looks like Stephen White. He'll be our first candidate.
Hi, I'm Steve White. I'm not a politician. I'm just a parent, a neighbor, and like many of you, I want to build a wall around Vineyard and make them pay for it. Just kidding, mostly. But I am concerned where Orem is headed. I just want to make it better for our kids. A little about me. My family helped settle Utah. I was born and raised in Moab. Went to Weber State, got a degree in political science. Over the years, I've worked across industries from construction and manufacturing to logistics and regulatory affairs. Along the way, I learned how to tackle tough problems and ask hard questions, especially when something doesn't add up. I learned early on to speak up, even when it's uncomfortable. Doing what's right isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Like many of you, I've watched Orem change lately for some things, not for the better. Traffic's getting worse. Air quality is getting worse. High-density development's going up, while our infrastructure and neighborhoods struggle. And even though city leaders often say the right things, we keep heading in the same direction. That's why I'm running, not to fit in, but to push back. Many Utah cities have fallen into the habit of prioritizing real estate developers over the will of the people. I, for one, think it's time that train stopped. Time to step back, reevaluate, and ask, what kind of city are we becoming? It's time to listen to you, the people who live here, who breathe this air, who pay the taxes, who raise families here. You deserve to be the most powerful voice in what happens next. You deserve better. I want Orem to change course, to put families, not developers, at the center of every decision. That's why I support a full pause on high and medium density rezoning until we take a serious look at our traffic, air, infrastructure, and long-term livability. Orem needs a course correction, and we need it now. I'll work to ease traffic with better time stoplights, smarter technology, and support for remote work, and better delivery options. I'll defend our neighborhoods from being hollowed out by investor-owned and short-term rentals. I'll support those who protect us so they stay here. I'll fight to preserve open space and parks. And I'll work hard to ensure the transition to the new school district is stable and leads to something even better. It's time for creative and proven solutions. Look, I'm not backed by developers or PACs. It's just me and hopefully some neighbors like you. You've seen how Orem's getting. It's harder to drive, it's harder to breathe, and it's harder to ignore what's happening all around us. If you're ready for a new direction, one focused on the people who live here, not those profiting off of it, I'm listening and I'm ready. This is your city. Let's keep it that way.
All right, next we'll hear from Archie Williams.
Hi, I'm Archie, born and raised in Orem, went to Orem Junior High, Geneva Elementary, Mountain View High School. I just want to see Orem do better. And I'm not saying the people that came before us has done bad. I'm not saying that people make the best decisions they can. But what we have to do is, I just want to come in and just say, my philosophy is Orem's full. We have enough houses, enough apartments. We have enough cars on the road. If you go down Center Street in Orem, or State Street, Center Street, you'll see what I'm talking about. I just want to see us work together, come together, that whoever wins, we come together as like a family and as a team together to help each other to make Orem a better place. Because Orem's a really good place. I was against the new city hall. And I said, on one condition, well, I like the city hall. If they have a big clock, boom, we got a big clock, it's all good. So, I got about a minute 57. That's pretty much all I'd have to say, is just that when you vote for who you believe is going to be the best person. Vote for the person that you want to vote for. And then when you vote, whoever wins, let's support them. Let's back Orem no matter who takes first, whoever takes last. Let's come together as a team and a family, because we're the Orem family. We're the Orem team. And we want to see Orem come to things like, I would love to see us to get another baseball team like the Orem Owls, or a basketball team like the Flash when they were here. Something that's Orem. That's what makes you a city. That's what makes us a community, that we care about one another, that we help each other out. And all right, well, that's it. Thank you. I'm Archie, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.
All right, so we don't see Tommy, right? Archie's going to put in a pitch for his brother.
Yeah. Tommy's my younger brother. He's been sick for a couple days, so he's homesick right now. The best candidate you have up here today is my brother Tommy. You will never find a greater man with a bigger heart. The day that he was born, he cares about everybody and everybody else but himself. He puts everyone before himself. I have never yet today, and I'm not just because he's my brother, you will never find a greater person in your life than my brother Tommy. So you might want to think about, even though we don't have signs and we don't have flyers and we didn't have any money to run on, if you don't know who you're going to vote for and you don't even see him up here today because he's homesick, my brother Tommy he is outstanding. He is the very best human being you will ever meet. He coaches teams here for the little leagues t-ball. I got 2 minutes. I have never met, I grew up with him my whole life. But I'm just saying that my brother Tommy is the best candidate. And I would if you're going to vote for me, and it's between me and my brother, vote for Tommy. He's a better person than I am. He's a kinder person than I can be. And so I would just say, think of Tommy. He's just, everything he does it full-heartedly. He is really good at research. He's really good at finding sources and doing things. But yeah, we got 1 minute for you. We'll be good. So just, remember, if your big choice is Archie, my brother is even better than I am. All right? Thank you.
All right, so next we'll have Quinn Mikum.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. I'm inspired by people who care about municipal elections. Votes for local offices are the most impactful votes that you will ever cast. I'm just really inspired by your commitment and desire to make our community as great as it can be. My name is Quinn Mikum. My dad graduated from Orem High School. I moved with my family to Orem when I took a job as a professor at BYU. I've spent the last 12 years there teaching courses on good government. I've led academic programs across the university, and Orem has just been a wonderful place to raise my family. I'm running for city council because I just want to give back a little bit of what I've received by living here. 20 years ago, I decided that I would dedicate at least 10% of my time to community service. My personal and professional passion is building strong communities. I've interviewed city managers in 46 American cities, and I know what makes cities work. I've served on a school board, I've been a youth sports coach, and I've spent the last 6 years protecting Orem's future as a member of the Natural Resources Commission in the city. I care deeply about conservative values of transparency, fiscal responsibility, and in making wise long-term investments that will pay off for our children. I believe that we should keep national partisan politics out of local elections, and that we need to return to Orem's traditional values of trust, of mutual respect, and collaboration to become the community that I know we want to be. To be specific, here are some of the things that I will advocate for on City Council. We need more active citizen input into city decisions, because we will always make better decisions when everyone is involved. I also support spending limits on local elections in order to enable as many people as possible to run for office. As I've focused on for years, we need to prioritize our remaining orchards, agriculture, and green spaces. In the process, we can build stronger, more cohesive neighborhoods and ensure real neighborhood input into development decisions. We should prioritize home ownership, including starter homes and retirement homes instead of apartment complexes. We need a policy on short-term rentals, allowing people to make income from their properties under clear rules that will protect the character of neighborhoods. Finally, I think that Orem can have the best parks, best recreation, best library, restaurants, and local businesses and community events of any city in Utah County. We should accelerate our forward momentum in each of those areas. In conclusion, what I will bring to City Council that others may not. I will bring strong personal values of listening, collaboration, and elevating others, decades of professional experience in building communities, a conservative approach to development and protecting our open spaces, fiscal responsibility, and a commitment to stay away from polarizing partisan politics. My name is Quinn Mikum, and I ask for your vote for City Council.
All right, next we have Crystal Mulestein.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming tonight. I'm so grateful we have so many people wanting to engage in this civic process. And I also want to say thank you to all the city employees who organized and are executing this event. It's such a great night for our city to have to do this process. My name is Crystal Mulestein, and I'm running for City Council. Serving in my community has been a priority for me my whole life. My family and I have lived in Orem for 13 years, and I have served and continue to serve in local and council PTA, school community council, as a House District Chair in the Utah County Republican Party, and on the Orem Historic Preservation Advisory Commission. I am ready and willing to use my skills, strength, and time to serve our wonderful city and the amazing people who live here. I am grateful that Orem has chosen Family City USA as its motto. That is the lens through which I will see all decisions that come before me on the City Council. So what does that look like? It looks like prioritizing our first responders. I am so grateful to be endorsed by both the Orem Fraternal Order of Police and the Orem Professional Firefighters. Our first responders work hard to keep our community a safe place. I will work hard to ensure they have the resources they need to continue to serve us, the residents of Orem. It also looks like keeping Orem an affordable place to live. Whether you are a college student or a young family just starting out, or a senior citizen on a fixed income or anything in between, I am a fiscal conservative, and I have received the endorsement from the Utah County Republican Party. I support the Utah County Republican Party's conservative ideals. The city is a steward of your tax dollars, and I will ensure that we spend that money wisely. As I have knocked doors and talked with residents all over Orem, residents like you and me, the two biggest concerns that I have heard are high-density housing and how it affects our neighborhoods, and traffic. I will say no to high-density housing and find solutions to ease traffic burdens. We must ensure Orem city government works for the residents of Orem, not special interests or developers. We must protect our parks and family recreation for the next generation. And we need to support our local businesses. When businesses thrive, it creates quality jobs, goods, and services that benefit the whole community. This would be my focus and priority if I am elected. Orem is our home. Let's keep it feeling like home. If my vision aligns with yours, then I ask for your vote. Again, my name is Crystal Mulestein. Let's work together to keep Orem a great place to live, work, and play. Thank you.
All right, so now we have Doyle Mortimer.
It's a privilege for me to be with you tonight. And, you know, there's 10 really good people here running for City Council. And you get to only choose 3. And so tonight, as you visit with us, I hope that you'll find the message from the individuals that resound in your heart, that resonate to you. Of course, I hope that's me. But the important thing, I think, is for each of you to make these important decisions in your life. Let me just share a little bit about me. I was raised on a dairy farm in a large family. We struggled financially. We learned how to work. We learned how to work hard. My wife and I came down to BYU. My wife loved Orem and said we're never leaving. We've been here for 46 years. We raised our children here, and we've been involved. Another thing that my parents taught me was from the very littlest I can even remember. They said, be involved in your community. I remember my parents writing letters to their congressmen, to their senators, to the governor on certain issues, just so that, because they said, you get the government you deserve by how you participate. That's how I was raised. So I was involved in volunteer politics ever since I was a young man. As a 16-year-old, I was the youth director of a congressional campaign and was involved in many ways. Many, many years ago, I served in the Utah State Legislature. I served for 2 years. And one thing that I really appreciated when I left the legislature and the newspaper did an article on me, they said Doyle Mortimer was a man of integrity who stood for values. That's who I am. In addition, when I left the legislature, I still felt the importance to be involved. I was appointed by the governor to serve on the UVU Board of Trustees, on the Utah College of Applied Technology Board. I served on the Utah Valley Chamber Board, and I served on the Utah Manufacturers Board, in addition to other things, to stay involved in the community, to stay committed to community service. I have experience. I believe so much, as so many have already said, in community involvement. Let me give you an example. Every single year that I was in the legislature, I sent out a survey to all the constituents saying, how do you feel about these issues? You are important to me. Second, I know how to bring people together. I am a consensus builder. I am a unifier. We had a serious, serious problem in the state with child welfare. Surprisingly, I brought people from both ends of the spectrum together and sponsored a bill to fix child welfare in the state of Utah, and we passed that bill 100%. Tonight, visit with me and get to know me, and I would like your support.
All right, next we will hear from Angela Molton.
Right there. Hello, Orem. I'm Angela Molton, and I have proudly called Orem home since 1996. For the past 19 years, I've taught math at Oak Canyon Junior High, which means I've spent 2 decades trying to make fractions sound exciting to teenagers. It's humbling, hilarious, cringy, and always a lesson in patience and understanding. Along the way, I've helped thousands of students learn to think critically, communicate clearly, and keep trying even when it gets really hard. One thing I've learned through these decades of teaching is that solutions start with listening. If you can survive teaching junior high math with your sense of humor intact, you are ready for city government. This experience has shaped my leadership style, grounded, practical, and focused on understanding before making decisions. I promise transparent, respectful, and responsive leadership so residents can trust the process and be heard. I love this city. Orem has been a safe and supportive place where my children grew up, surrounded by strong values and a close-knit community. I want that same opportunity for the next generation of families. I've seen how rapid growth, rising house costs, and infrastructure issues are putting pressure on our families and neighborhoods. I will advocate for a balanced approach to growth, with a focus on owner-occupied housing that helps families build equity and invest in our neighborhoods. I will promote affordable housing that is sustainable and in tune with Orem's values. I want a city where families can stay, grow, and succeed, where our kids can afford to live near their parents and grandparents. We need to plan smartly today to strengthen the city we pass on to future generations. I promise to support our first responders and city employees who are the backbone of the city. They know firsthand what Orem needs to continue to be Family City USA. Why am I the best candidate? Because I understand that leadership isn't about pushing a personal agenda. It's about service. I bring a steady, practical approach shaped by nearly 2 decades in the classroom and a deep commitment to this community. I do not come with alliances or promises to vote a certain way. I come with experience, a strong work ethic, and a focus on solutions to serve everyone. I am the only candidate with professional experience in public education in Alpine School District, and that matters as we transition to a new school district. I have the knowledge and the background to work constructively with the new school board to support a strong educational future for Orem's children. I listen, I learn, I lead with integrity, and I focus on solutions that serve everyone. That's my commitment to you. I'm Angela Molton, and I'm asking for your vote. Let's build an Orem that works not just today, but for generations to come. Thank you.
All right, so we have Len Millet.
Thank you for coming. It's so good to see you all here tonight. I'm Councilwoman Len Millet, and I have been honored to serve you for the past 4 years. When I ran for office 4 years ago, I ran on 3 guiding principles: protecting Orem's neighborhoods, strengthening Orem's families, and securing Orem's future. One of my first actions on the council was to stop the construction of 10,000 apartments on State Street, a project that would have harmed our neighborhoods, increased traffic, and weakened our commercial base. I remain committed to protecting neighborhoods from high-density apartments and overdevelopment and promoting owner-occupied housing. And I will listen to our residents. I've dedicated many hours helping to champion and support Orem's partnership with the My Hometown initiative. Its education, service, and beautification efforts are revitalizing our neighborhoods. This is a huge win for Orem. To ease traffic in our neighborhoods, we are working with UDOT to redirect regional traffic around rather than through Orem. We stopped major street widening projects through neighborhoods, including East 1600 North, 8th East, 12th North, and 8th South. We've secured improvements to Geneva Road, and right now we're working towards future freeway exits along Provo and Pleasant Grove. And we got our Geneva Road expansion approved a couple of weeks ago, so this is a huge win for Orem. Next is our families. I proudly supported adopting Family City USA as Orem's slogan because supporting families is at the heart of what we do. During my time on the council, we have improved family-centered programs such as building Hillcrest Park, upgrading our park playgrounds, including the Altogether playground, a playground for children with disabilities, and reinventing our library. All through innovation, no tax increases, because better service shouldn't mean a higher cost. Every vote I cast is guided by one question: will this create an environment where families can thrive? That benchmark has led to real results. I've advocated for safer school routes with new sidewalks, bike lanes, crosswalks. Also, our children can walk and ride their bikes safely to school. We strengthen our fire, police, and emergency services because keeping families is safe and a top priority, and I'm proud to be endorsed by both Orem Police and Fire Departments. Now, to our future. Orem's future is so bright, but it requires continued vigilance and smart leadership. That means balanced budgets, careful zoning, and a strong local economy. In the past 4 years, more than 3,000 new businesses have come to Orem. We built our new Orem City Hall with no new taxes and no bond debt. It's a seismically safe, modern facility and has an emergency operations center for our first responders. As your Orem City Councilwoman, I've worked hard to listen, lead, and make thoughtful, balanced decisions. I bring experience, dedication, and a track record of results. My efforts were recognized when in 2024, I was awarded the Best of State Local Elected Official. I love Orem. The past 4 years, we've accomplished so much. Please join me in keeping Orem a place where families thrive, neighborhoods are protected, and our future remains bright. I'm Len Millet, and I respectfully ask for your vote. Thank you.
All right, next we'll hear from David Spencer.
Good evening. Thanks for coming out tonight, and appreciate the city staff for organizing this event. I'm David Spencer. I'm running for re-election to Orem City Council. My involvement in city government began with baseball. It always goes back to baseball. Several years ago, the City Council was planning to remove 2 baseball fields at the City Center Park to build a parking lot. I was then serving on the Orem Youth Baseball Board, and taking away green space from children in the heart of Orem and build a parking lot did not make sense to me. So I decided to run for City Council and save the baseball fields. That experience showed me something important. When you care enough to get involved, you can make a positive change. Over the years, this is what I've tried to do: solve real problems and make positive impact. Whether it is installing stop signs where children walk to school, helping a family get their property back from the city, or getting dangerous blind intersections fixed. I show up, I listen, I follow through, I'm a doer, and I like to get things done. I led the effort to put the moratorium on State Street Master Plan that would have added 10,000 apartments. Imagine 10 to 12 Midtown villages all up and down State Street. What a disaster. I worked and voted with the newly elected City Council to remove those 10,000 apartments off the plan. While serving on the City Council, I protected the integrity and character of our neighborhoods to preserve the quality of life that makes Orem feel like home. Over the years, I've completed several community projects. The Altogether Playground was probably my most favorite. Hillcrest Park is another major win, Lakeside Sports Park, just to name a few. Recently, we have been working on 2 major projects: the $37 million city center with no new taxes, and a 10 million gallon water tank without raising taxes at all. So that's pretty amazing that we are that physically responsible. I believe in small, effective government that focuses on basics: police, fire, water, roads, and sewer, and is welcoming to all families and businesses, working to make sure Orem is a great place to live, where families and business can thrive. My main concern in this election of Orem is to keep high density off of State Street and to continue to protect our neighborhoods. Since Orem is built out 95%, we need to keep our open space, because once it's gone, it's gone. We need to cut down our traffic and cut down our pollution. I'm endorsed by the Orem Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 33, Professional Firefighters of Orem Unions 2742, and the Utah County Republican Party, plus many other businesses and citizens. I'd be honored to have your support so we can keep moving Orem in the right direction. I am David Spencer, and I humbly ask for your support and vote. Thank you.
All right, and our final candidate for City Council is Truman Van Cott.
Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I think I am the generation that we are trying to preserve Orem for, and so I'm grateful for all of you for fighting for us. Thank you. Continue doing that. I have some great opponents. Tommy Williams seems to be one of the best ones, though, and he's not here, though, so I guess we'll have to meet him sometime soon, Archie, okay? I haven't met Steve White, but I've only had positive interactions with him tonight. So my other opponents, Quinn and Angela, really have a lot of friends of mine who admire them, who were actually in their classes. And so I think that your lessons extend a lot further than just fractions. I think it's going to really have an effect on those friends for the rest of their lives. And Crystal's experience as a surgical technician is probably how she handles politics with so much grace. Doyle mentioned tonight that his family was a group of dairy farmers, and I think that's so uniquely American. Len Millet recently appointed me to the Neighborhood Advisory Commission back in 2024, and I've enjoyed spending time with her discussing city issues. And David Spencer just mentioned the ball fields. And David, at the time that those debates were happening, I'm really grateful for you because I was actually playing Little League. So there you have it. Okay, so let's play some ball. My interest in politics began at 12 years old after homes were torn down for an apartment complex. And my grandma, who is here tonight, she took me to gather signatures so that Orem residents could vote on the project. My candidacy is a message to preserve Orem's remaining open space and finally prioritize traditional family housing, not apartments for my generation. Every single opponent of mine has a record of caving to developers despite claiming otherwise. I am the only candidate who does not have a political action committee supporting my candidacy or funding my campaign. My support is 100% real. Every sign, every donation, every volunteer. I am proud to have the endorsement of true leaders such as former Councilman Terry Peterson and former State Representative Phil Lyman. My service on the Neighborhood Advisory Commission and as a department representative at UVU has given me the experience it takes to reshape Orem back into Family City, USA. I propose a citywide ban on panhandling and any code enforcement efforts to clean up our neighborhoods and start the revitalization of Orem. We have ignored the millions lost to organized retail theft for far too long. We must seek out retail investors to fill vacant commercial properties along State Street and finally force the hand of UDOT to beautify State Street. My hope is to represent you because I am one of you. We cannot keep voting for the same people and expect different results. Please join me. Thank you so much.
All right, so those are the 10 candidates running for city council. We're now going to move on to the mayoral candidates, and Dave Young will be first.
Hi, welcome. I'm Dave Young, and it's been one of the greatest honors of my life to serve as your mayor. My family and I have lived here for 35 years. I came to this role with a background in business and investment, not politics. When I first ran, I promised to put families first, manage our finances with discipline, and bring real transparency to our local government. And I'm proud to say we delivered. We stopped a developer-driven plan that would have added 10,000 high-density apartments along State Street. Not only that, but any apartments you've seen built in the last 4 years were approved before we got here. So we've held the line on the apartments to protect our schools, parks, and neighborhoods, and with a goal to prevent serious traffic problems down the road. We built a $35 million city center on time, on budget, and without raising taxes or taking on new debt. While other cities and districts raised taxes, some by 50%, we held the line. And managing your money responsibly, we received Orem's first AAA bond rating. That's the highest possible rating. We strengthened Orem's water system with a new 10 million gallon tank, increasing our capacity by 34%. We also broke ground on a water reuse facility that will cut usage by another 10%. And these aren't just projects, these are long-term investments in Orem's future. I've challenged every department, police, fire, public works, and more, to deliver the best service in Utah. Their morale is high and our operations are efficient. And now, Orem is one of the most desirable cities to work for in local government. And let me be clear, I'm not accepting a dime of special interest money. No developers, no Salt Lake PACs, no dark money. I'm not for sale. I represent the people of Orem, and I'm proud that the people who serve our city and protect us every day have put their trust in me. My campaign is endorsed by the Orem Professional Firefighters and the Orem Fraternal Order of the Police. I'm also endorsed by the Utah County Republican Party because we share the same values: fiscal responsibility, safe neighborhoods, local control, and putting families first. Others talk about what they will do. I've already put in thousands of hours delivering real results, and I'm ready to keep going. I've worked side by side with our city council, department heads, employees, and residents to solve problems to make Orem better. I listen, I work hard, and I follow through. Transparency isn't just a promise, it's a system we built. Residents can see exactly how their tax dollars are being spent, and we've done this all without growing government or raising taxes. I'm proud of what we've accomplished together. I'm ready to keep going. Families and small businesses across Orem have endorsed my campaign, but the endorsement that matters the most will be your vote, and I hope to earn it again in November. Please go to davefororem.com to learn more. Thank you.
All right, and now we will hear from Karen McCandless.
Archie, please give our best to Tommy and that for a speedy recovery. Good evening. I know I'm the only thing standing between you and all the candidates, the water fountain, and the treats. As was mentioned, my name is Karen McCandless. Many of you know me from my 13 years of service on the Orem City Council. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that privilege to serve you during that time. I'm a little older, a little grayer, and I hope a bit wiser. I just retired as Chief Executive Officer of Community Action Services and Food Bank, a nonprofit agency dedicated to fostering self-reliance in individuals, families, and the community. Last year, about 4 million pounds of food was distributed into our regional community to help stabilize families. My background also includes education and work in land use planning, a skill that has served me well when I served on the council. Like many of you, I have a garden. My late husband, Don, whose picture you will see out on the table, but he's fishing, not gardening in that picture, he was the real gardener in our family. Me, not so much. But my pumpkin plants are currently giving it their all. I've learned at least one thing about gardening. If you spend your time tending the edges, the weeds will overtake the middle. The same can be done with cities. If elected officials are focused on matters other than those cities are charged with and expected to fulfill, weedy things grow. My years on the city council and work as a municipal employee taught me what cities do best: infrastructure, utilities, planning growth, public safety, recreation, libraries, supporting businesses in the community, and advocating for our community's future at state, regional, and national levels, all while keeping residents first and foremost in mind. That is where my focus will be. The plants, if you will, of our Orem garden. You won't find me pulled into partisan politics in this nonpartisan race or trying to manage issues that belong to other decision makers. I will be focused on Orem's own garden, making sure what matters most to our residents grows strong. A thriving family city USA garden. I am an honored Orem resident, and former Governor Gary Herbert has endorsed me to be Orem's next mayor. Like he said, I have a genuine love for Orem and a lifetime of commitment to service. Governor Herbert, in his former capacities as a county commissioner and governor, knows better than nearly anyone else in the importance of regional leadership, and he believes I am the candidate who can lead Orem into regional leadership. This evening, stop by my table. I'd love to say hello, hear what's on your mind, and talk about Orem's future. And on November 4th, I would ask for your vote. Thank you.
All right, we just want to thank all of our candidates for taking time out of their lives to come here and share some thoughts with you. So I'm going to have them follow Lori out this way. That way they can go get set up at their tables. I've got a couple of things just to talk to you guys about, and then that way they'll be ready to receive you. We've had a lot of questions about, is this going to be posted so that people who aren't here can have an opportunity to watch it? And we will be posting it on our website. It may take us a couple of days. And but just if you have friends and neighbors that you think would like to watch this, just send them towards the orem.gov website. We'll have it on our election page. So please spread that word. We would love to have as many people as possible get the opportunity to listen to the words that were spoken tonight. Just while they're getting set up, I'm going to hit a couple of highlights from when I started, because a lot of people came later. Ballots can start going out today, so keep your eye on your mailboxes. And the primary election, August 12th, only the city council will be on there. That were from the stage. There will be school district also, but that's run by the county. And the mayoral ones will go through to the general election. So if you don't see the mayor candidates, that is on purpose. Just really quick, vote in person. It starts as early as the July 29th at the Utah County Building, or on the day of election, it's at the Center Point Church here in Orem. There are also ballot boxes. Any Utah County ballot box can take your ballot, but we have 2 here in Orem. A walk-up one at the Orem Library drive-through. It's got construction, so we can't drive through right now, but you can walk up to it. And the Senior Center will have a drive-through ballot box there as well. If you choose to mail your ballots, please make sure you do it many days in advance, at least a week, because they have to be in the county's hand by Tuesday on the election. If it comes the day after, even if it's postmarked, they will not accept it. That was a new law change. So we just want to reiterate, mailing is great as long as you do it early. If you're close, take it to a drop box. All right, I think they're probably out there. We're going to go till 8 o'clock, walk around, talk with the candidates, get to know them, and we hope you guys have a wonderful evening.